Srdja Popovic, Blueprint for Revolution, How to Use Rice Pudding, Lego Men, and Other Nonviolent Techniques to Galvanize Communities, Overthrow Dictators, or Simply Change the World. Step into the exhilarating world of nonviolent revolution with Blueprint for Revolution, How to Use Rice Pudding, Lego Men, and Other Nonviolent Techniques to Galvanize Communities, Overthrow Dictators, or Simply Change the World, by Srdja Popovic. The summary highlights tactics like using small victories to gain momentum, the impact of a shared vision, and the importance of dismantling a regime's pillars of power. It also explores the potency of humor and defiance in the face of brutality. Dive in to discover real-life examples from around the globe, shedding light on compelling strategies to tackle authoritarian rule and create positive change.
Small triumphs spark revolution. Revolutionary movements must start by gaining ground through achievable victories. Even events like Gandhi's Salt March or Harvey Milk's Dog Poop campaign can build momentum for larger triumphs. Adapting strategies allows leaders to drive transformative and lasting change. In the beginning, revolutionary movements often struggled to gain public attention, making it challenging to generate support. To overcome this hurdle, emerging movements should focus on acquiring small, attainable victories to build momentum and establish their presence. History bears testament to the power of such seemingly inconsequential wins. Gandhi's quest for India's independence can be traced back to the Salt March of 1930, a reaction to excessive salt taxes imposed by the British Empire. By capitalizing on an issue that affected all, Gandhi orchestrated a month-long march to the sea, culminating in him extracting salt from seawater. This march attracted 12,000 participants by the end, forcing the British to repeal the salt tax. As a result, Gandhi gained the fame and momentum necessary to propel his movement towards larger objectives. When it comes to effecting social change, one might assume that impassioned speeches are an essential vehicle. However, the story of Harvey Milk, the first openly gay person elected to public office in the United States, suggests otherwise. Initially, Milk believed that speaking on matters close to his heart would propel him into political success, but after losing 2 elections, he re-evaluated his approach. Milk shifted focus to a universal local concern in San Francisco, the issue of dog poop in the city's parks. This unconventional but relatable topic drastically turned Milk's fortunes around, leading to his election to local government in 1977. His rising notoriety on one issue provided him the platform needed for addressing more significant problems and effecting lasting change. In conclusion, the key to igniting a social revolution lies in seizing the small, winnable battles that can draw attention and propel the movement forward. By adapting strategies and focusing on these stepping-stone victories, leaders can lay the groundwork for more extensive, transformative change. Mobilizing movements with vision. Envisioning a better future is key to mobilizing movements that drive change. The Serbian Otpor movement, which focused on openness and cultural exchange, played a significant role in overthrowing dictator Slobodan Milosevic. Similarly, the opposition in the Maldives aimed to uplift low-income citizens and won the country's first democratic election in 30 years. Both cases demonstrate the importance of presenting a clear and inspiring vision to garner support and inspire action. The Serbian Otpor movement emerged after the fall of communist Yugoslavia and the rise of the authoritarian regime led by Slobodan Milosevic. Facing cultural restrictions and propaganda, young visionaries in Serbia sought a country open to the world and its diverse cultures. This powerful desire for connection eventually led to the overthrow of Milosevic in 2000, and Serbia has since become a more open nation. In the Maldives, the strong vision of lifting low-income citizens out of poverty and providing better healthcare was critical to winning the first democratic election in 3 decades in 2008. The opposition party, challenging dictator Maumoon Abdul Gayoom, was searching for a compelling vision to unite voters. One member of this group, Imran Zahir, recognized the dire needs of elderly Maldivians in remote islands, with no jobs, healthcare, or financial support. Based on his observations, the opposition campaigned for improved welfare systems, pensions, and healthcare, promising a better future for the Maldivian people. The successes of the Serbian Otpor movement and the Maldivian opposition party exemplify how a well-defined, captivating vision can serve as a powerful catalyst for change. When people are inspired and believe in a movement's goals, they are more likely to support and work towards the desired outcome. As such, developing and communicating a clear vision is essential for movements aiming to enact positive change and impact the lives of many. Toppling Power Through Pillars. In 1973, Professor Gene Sharp introduced a revolutionary concept, identifying the pillars of power that support every regime. By focusing on these pillars, such as shareholders in corporations or tribal elders in small villages, activists can weaken the pillars to destabilize oppressive institutions. In the case of dictators, the economic pillar is crucial, as funds are required to maintain armies and spread propaganda. Aiming to cut off these financial supports can be an effective strategy in a nonviolent movement, as seen in the case of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad. Activists exposed business ties to the regime, hoping to tarnish their reputation and harm profits. While this effort was unfortunately disrupted by civil war, the concept of targeting power's pillars remains a compelling approach to dismantling oppressive systems. Humor deflates oppressive regimes. Humor is an essential weapon for activists in disarming oppressive regimes, as it counters fear by ridiculing authoritarian figures and challenging their narratives. Governments often struggle to respond effectively to humorous pranks, which expose their flaws and empower citizens to confront and resist oppressive systems. The power of humor should never be underestimated, especially when it comes to resisting oppressive regimes. Activists have long recognized the magic inherent in laughter and used comedy as a tool to ridicule authoritarian figures, disrupt their narratives, and counteract the fear they instill in the populace. A prime example of humor effectively disarming a regime was a stunt pulled off by Otpor, a Serbian resistance group. They placed an old oil barrel painted with the face of then-President Slobodan Milosevic along with a baseball bat, accompanied by a sign encouraging passers-by to strike the barrel for a nominal fee. Eventually, the police arrived to take action but faced a dilemma: arresting innocent people for hitting the barrel or arresting the barrel itself. They chose the latter, ultimately resulting in the widely circulated image of two officers apprehending an oil barrel, undermining the image of the once fearsome police force. But what makes humor such a potent weapon against oppressive forces? The answer lies in the fact that regimes often find it difficult to respond to pranks and ridicule effectively. During the 70th anniversary of the Russian Revolution, the Polish opposition group Solidarity chose to sarcastically celebrate communism by donning all-red attire and carrying banners with exaggerated communist slogans. The authorities, although displeased, were unable to react, as arresting individuals for celebrating communism would have been absurd. Another example took place in the Russian town of Barnaul, where citizens set up a unique protest. Armed with Lego figures holding tiny signs with protest messages, they successfully attracted media attention and challenged the authorities, who could not easily silence such a bizarre, yet powerful, act of defiance. The ingenuity of humor in activism is evident and should not be overlooked as a means to challenge and demystify oppressive systems, inspiring others to engage in resistance and empower social change. The limits of authoritarian power. Authoritarian regimes often rely on force to maintain compliance among their subjects. However, there are instances when such brutality backfires and leads to unexpected consequences. In 2007, the violent suppression of Burmese monks by the military regime outraged the entire nation, ultimately sparking the Saffron Revolution. This uprising, though suppressed, eventually paved the way for open elections in the country. Similarly, in the Serbian town of Subotica, activists managed to turn public opinion against a brutal police officer named Ivan by openly exposing his crimes. As a result, Ivan and his family were shunned by the community, ultimately putting an end to his reign of terror. These cases demonstrate that authoritarian power can have its limits, and that people can effect change by standing up against oppressive forces. Power of nonviolent revolutions. Contrary to popular belief, nonviolent revolutions are more effective in creating meaningful change and fostering robust democracies. A study by Chenoweth and Stephan examined 323 revolutions and revealed that nonviolent movements double the success rate of violent uprisings. Peaceful resistance increases the likelihood of sustained democracy and reduces the risk of civil war. Nonviolent revolutions appeal to a wider range of people, fostering mass support and unity. By including everyone regardless of their physical abilities, nonviolent campaigns significantly amplify their influence and power.
In conclusion, Blueprint for Revolution emphasizes the significance of nonviolent approaches in fostering genuine social change. The book illustrates how focusing on small, attainable goals to gain momentum, unifying with a shared vision, smartly overpowering regimes by neutralizing their pillars of power, and utilizing humor and defiance can pave the way for democratic societies. The lessons extracted from the book reveal that nonviolent revolutions are not only more effective in the long run, but they also bring people together from all walks of life, empowering them to stand against oppressive regimes and bringing lasting transformation to societies globally.